Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. If you follow the channel, I've got reviews of both of these guns. It is the IWI Masada and the CZ P10F. So check out those videos if you haven't watched that before. But I wanted to compare these pistols kind of side by side because the Masada really did remind me of the P10. So we're just going to do a quick run through sort of side by side to talk about them. Now, starting at the bottom, we'll go with the magazines. You get 19+1 out of the P10F, but at the expense of more length in the grip. If you're sensitive to it for like concealment or something, that's potentially a thing. But if you want more firepower, then obviously 19 is more than 17. So that's not, it's kind of a toss-up. I wouldn't really give that to anybody. As far as the actual grips themselves are concerned, the shape of the grip, I'm going to give the actual ergonomics of the grip to the Masada with a large backstrap installed on the pistol. It is fantastic to get all your hands on and still make great contact in the grip tang. Feels really, really good. The P10, as mentioned in the video, it just with the large backstrap, which is what's on the gun right now, I just have an issue making good contact across the back of the gun with the large backstrap on. I actually have to use the medium, which is a shame because I'd prefer to use the large for how my fingers fit on the gun. So I give the grip shape to the Masada. As far as the grip texture is concerned, P10 all the way. Both of these guns, if I got my hands wet in the sink and then picked them up, my right hand would feel more or less okay. The back strap on the Masada was still kind of slippery, but the front strap, where there is more aggressive texturing, bit in okay. Both guns had a slippery side. The P10 is probably a good bit further down the trail to having good traction on the grip. Either one would benefit from some additional texturing on the side of the gun. Moving up to the triggers, both of these guns have about a 3.5 pound trigger with a sort of flat shape to it with a dingus that goes flush. The difference is that there's sort of a hump on the face of the CZ trigger, which makes steering the trigger when you're pulling it a lot easier than the flatter trigger on the Masada. I was able to shoot brilliant accuracy out of the Masada first picking it up with no problem whatsoever. The reset on the Masada is slightly longer than what is on the CZ, but even still, I would give the trigger to the Masada based purely around the honestly best shape I've felt on a stock gun. The frames themselves, the frame material as it's concerned, I mean, the P10 just feels like a more solid, stout gun. It's kind of that harder, slicker plastic, whereas the Masada is made out of the same type of stuff that like the Ruger LC9. It feels like that's what it's made out of, which is fine. It's going to do what it's supposed to do. It just doesn't feel as high quality as the P10F. Moving on to the rail segment, the Masada is lined with 4 slots in its pick rail to 2 in the CZ. So I would have to give that to the Masada, although that would not be a deal breaker for me. As far as the optics mounting system is concerned, the Masada pulls away handily. The Masada has a very clever mounting system. Check out the video for a full look at it, but it gives you 4 very common base plates to mount just about any optic you would want, whereas CZ does not include any optics plates in the cost of the gun. Considering that the Masada costs about $80, typically less than an optics-ready CZ, that starts to be a real thing. As far as the barrels are concerned, the accuracy out of both guns is exceptional. Very, very good accuracy from very well-made barrels. You do get more barrel length on the P10, so you're going to get more velocity and probably better hollow point performance. It's not to say the 4.1 inch barrel of the Masada is not going to perform. It certainly will, since most 9mm loads are optimized around a 4-inch barrel. That takes us up to the iron sights. The iron sights on the Masada belong in the garbage can. They are not very good iron sights, but the good news is they take Sig Sauer sights, so you'd be able to swap out these sights for a good set of Dawson Precisions, no problem. The CZ comes with much better stock sights with a front night sight. The blacked out rear and the high-vis front is welcome. I'd still prefer a fiber optic front sight, but we don't get everything we want. So the iron sights definitely go to the P10. The P10 definitely wins in that regard. As far as if you were to try and conceal these are both Glock 17 size pistols. The Masada is going to conceal a little bit better due to the shorter grip length than the P10F. As far as aftermarket is concerned, CZ has some aftermarket support, and it's going to take a long time, I think, and the Masada's really going to have to sort of catch on for the aftermarket to really start pumping stuff out. The sights are the biggest concern because I don't feel like you need an aftermarket trigger with this. But CZ certainly is a niche pistol and will have good aftermarket support. There's probably going to always be more holsters for the P10F than there would be for the Masada. So the aftermarket, I'm just going to go ahead and call it for CZ in that regard. As far as value is concerned, they're both very high quality pistols. I don't think one really stands out over the other as far as quality is concerned, but as far as cost is concerned, the Masada is going to be your less expensive option, but it's also going to be more exotic. Now, as far as features in the bonus round are concerned, the Masada is a modular framed gun, so the potential exists that they're going to release a compact frame for this, and you could buy a compact magazine, say a 15 round, and have sort of that Glock 19-ish style gun on the same pistol for what I'm assuming is going to be an inexpensive frame. They've not announced that yet, but I could see them doing that if they really take the platform and run with it. The sky's the limit due to the fact it's modular. But all in all, guys, both of these are really, really high quality pistols. If you put a gun to my head and told me to pick one for USPSA, I would go with the P10F. If you made me choose a home defense or even a carry gun between these two, I would probably go with the Masada due to the fact that I was able to shoot this gun significantly more accurately than this gun. The P10F shot more accurately at speed, meaning I could stack rounds when running the trigger with about a 5 shots per second cadence, which was awesome. But I could take the Masada out to 50 and 75 yards with a good 0 on a red dot, and I could ring steel all day long, no problem. And I couldn't do that with the CZ, and that's a failing of me. That's not a failing of the gun. It's just based on the trigger shape and the ergonomics of the pistol and how I grip pistols. So those are the two guns side by side, guys. I wouldn't necessarily say one is way better than the other. I think they're both great pistols. And I certainly appreciate IWI for sending me this T&E version, and I appreciate Big Johnson Guns and Gear for loaning his P10F for me. I've really enjoyed shooting both of these guns, and I appreciate you for watching it and hitting that like button, and I will catch you on the next one. Thanks, guys. Take care.